Aho, bless. And so it is. May we in our gathering here today create a field and vortex of shining light that lifts us all into a higher reality together. Hello, and welcome everybody. So many beautiful shining faces here in this call, and so many faces that are new that I haven't seen before, and of course so many that I have. And I'm so grateful for all of you coming here tonight for this sacred gathering. Maybe for some of you this is early in the morning. Whenever time it is, I just want to say thank you for coming to the Spirit Mysteries Evolution event. Leading up to this event, I actually spoke about it a little bit as if it was our Apple event. This is the best we can do, of course, in this circumstance. We don't have a giant, Patchman podium and stage and a whole event projected onto a big screen. But it's kind of the equivalent of a Spirit Mysteries, Spirit Science Apple event. And maybe next year we can get that stage too. That'll be really exciting. We'll get all of us out together. So here we are. Spirit Mysteries, a new era begins. There's a number of you who likely have come with us from the previous platform. But for so many of you, this is your first experience of Spirit Mysteries coming in. We did all the heavy lifting for the last 2 years to get to this place where it's a lot more approachable, and the energy is matured to a new level now, where more people are finding it and able to come in and participate. But I wanted to take a moment to just talk a little bit about the history of Spirit Mysteries as we got started here, because this really is a monumental transformation, a monumental leap into something entirely new. And what that is, it's not just the platform, the way that the community connects with each other and ourselves, the way that we relate and connect is foundationally different. And most of you might be familiar if you've gone through our welcome post, as well as the history of Spirit Mysteries post that we have in our welcome features in the new network. You might be aware of the story of where Spirit Mysteries came from. And it really is true that I had a series of ayahuasca experiences and connected with Thoth, and afterwards was just completely overcome with, I had the name and the image of it, Spirit Mysteries. It had to be made, and I devoted myself to this path. And it was interesting because I've had some messages, at least one that I'm particularly recalling, from someone who is saying, well, are you some sort of prophet of Thoth then? Is that what's happening here? And it's funny to me because I suppose you could see it like that if you'd like to, but also that I'm not the only one who's worked with Thoth. That Thoth is available. He's a person. He's, maybe he's an ascended person, but he's available. And that as you pour yourself into learning, not just Thoth, but any ascended master deity, if you're working with Jesus, or you're working with Osiris or Isis or Dionysus, it doesn't matter, Krishna or the entire Hindu pantheon, you start to connect with those frequencies, connect with those beings, and they'll come into your life. And it just so happened that my path took me in the direction and journey of really working under Thoth and with Thoth through the Thoth Tarot, as well as the Hermetica and all of the writings, the Emerald Tablets that were related and associated with Thoth, or were attributed to him, or his Hermes incarnation, his Greek Hermes incarnation, throughout history. And so for me, that was the path that led to the creation of Spirit Mysteries. And wow, what a story. And I wanted to speak to that. And from there, after leaving Rhythmia, that particular trip, which was actually the same trip that we filmed our journey to the Rhythmia, the ayahuasca documentary that we did. After that, I found a mentor who taught me how to build a physical, like how to actually physically do this in a practical way. And that led us to a platform called Kajabi, as well as the delivering of the first course, which actually the first course that came out was called Patch to Masters, but it didn't. That course took over a year and a half to complete, and actually it's still ongoing now. We have more to cover, even though we finished the cards now. The first complete course that actually launched was in October of 2019, and that was Terra Life Mastery. And you can see here, like our old logo, if some of you might remember it, we've just completely rewrote it, in the last couple of weeks here to really ground in and establish this new feeling, this new frequency. But Terra Life Mastery was this initial course that I gave actually live in a workshop in Winnipeg. It so happens that I'm actually passing through Winnipeg right now. So this is where I'm delivering this event from. This is where my stage is. And that course really laid the foundation for everything that came. And since then, we've had so many more courses that have come out, and the community that has built up with over 500 initiates in the school who have come into the school and taken part in this experience. And I think it's close to 5,000 members or 5,000 people who have come through the school and taken Spirit Mysteries events and courses. And so it's very fitting that this is all happening right now, because we're at the threshold of a 2-year anniversary. That next month is the anniversary from when Terra Life Mastery first launched. And so thank you. So fitting that we come here together at this time. I happen to be in Winnipeg. That was not planned, to celebrate and to launch together into this new paradigm. And so, of course, part of that energy that we're going through, if you were present at our last experience or last workshop event last week, we talked a lot about, as we moved into Libra season, we talked about cord cutting, we talked about releasing, we talked about letting things go. And for all of the initiates, you might remember that we did this as a big ceremony last week for the Wisdom Moon. And we went deep into how to release and the nature of releasing, that as we move into new and higher vibrations, higher directions, higher realities for ourselves that we want to experience, that there has to be a letting go, because we're making space for something new to come in. And so this is the inaugural slide of saying farewell. Is inaugural the right word? Let's go with it. But this is the great grand slide of saying farewell to Kajabi and Discord. Because up until now, all of our courses were featured on Kajabi and the community was in Discord. And so when people would come into Spirit Mysteries, it was like, okay, get set up over here, get set up over here, go over here and do this. Here's some emails that you can get. And it was very fragmented, this experience, mostly between Kajabi and Discord, but there were a few other things that we would use. And it was a really solid platform for a really long time. And it served us very, very well as we started this community and figured out how to do it. And maybe at some point we can actually have some of our team, maybe Amy or Jojo, can come in to talk about what it was like for the last 2 years as we literally figured out, how do you build a community? How do you run a community? And now that I've said that, let me ask Amy, if you're there, would you like to pop in and just say a few words about, just in the spirit of saying farewell to Kajabi and Discord? Totally putting her on the spot right now.
Okay. Well, I think that being somebody who didn't start off as a staff member, but someone who started off as a student, it's been incredible to see. I think the thing is that when you're in a digital community, you're in a digital education center, how do you really create connection with people? How do you continue to make it feel like an experience where we're actually growing together, where we are becoming more and more authentic and bringing more and more of ourselves to a situation where it can be very easy to just put on a show, put on a show as the person doing the thing, put on a show as the person showing up for it. But really cultivating an environment where we're actually really working on ourselves, and we're working together, and we're working to embrace our humanity. We're working to embrace our divinity. I feel that the leaving of Kajabi and Discord and coming on to the new platform that we're on now is a very direct manifestation of just that evolution, finding ways to refine it, and that it's becoming more cohesive, that it's all in the same place. And it represents this idea that we're learning from you just as much as you're learning from us, and we're doing it together. So I really loved my time on Kajabi. That was where I was taking Pastoral Masters and Tarot Life Mastery. But I absolutely love where we are now. So I'm not sure if that's kind of like what you're looking for, Jordan, but that's just what arose for me in the moment. I'm so happy that you're all here.
That was perfect. And I'm so happy you said all of it. And Jojo, I'm going to read what you wrote in the chat here as you're offering, because this was really great. Just to add to it, he said, here's to 2+ years of Spirit Mysteries on Kajabi, the shuttle that got us into orbit. Now our mighty network spaceship may expand out of the atmosphere and beyond, embracing what we have been working towards since the beginning. And I think that's a really beautiful way of putting it as well, that it was like planting a seed. There's a thing that my mom does every year, because we live in Canada, that she has a garden in the backyard, but she'll plant the seeds indoors with the little lamps for a few extra months in the first couple of months before planting them outside for the summer, because it's too cold outside. And that's kind of like what we did with Kajabi. It's like we're just nurturing this small little place, working with people, learning how to do this community, and creating the courses and everything like that. And now we're ready to bring this to the world in a much bigger way. So thank you both. Thank you, Amy, and thank you, Jojo, for your kind and wise words. And farewell, Kajabi. Thank you. We're very, very grateful for all that you've offered us. And now we have an app. And now we move into a new paradigm entirely. And no longer you have to even use the Mighty Networks app or the Kajabi app, but Spirit Mysteries is something that you can find on the App Store and on Android. It has its own dedicated space. It doesn't have to share a space or be a latch on to some other thing, but is its own entity, it has its own soul. And the experience of the school has never been better. At long last, this is a big one that I just wanted to announce and just excitedly share, is that at long last, the iOS offers are now available. Because for the last couple weeks, maybe months since we've started, really promoting and talking about the school and getting people on, there's been a lot of questions of, hey, it says, for everyone who's on an app, on an iOS app specifically, hey, I can't enroll or I can't get a course or anything like that. And it was because Apple had to approve the offers. There's like this delay period when we create the offers from when they're actually allowed to go through and be processed by Apple Pay. And so at long last, the iOS offers are now available, so you can get a Seeker or an Initiate membership straight through iOS and through Apple Pay, which is very convenient for a lot of people who don't like the credit card system as much. There has been, with different people, different systems that they like using and don't like using. This just adds another dimension of ways that you can enroll and connect through Spirit Mysteries. So I wanted to also, as a part of our big announcement here for our moving forward, the app and the experience of Spirit Mysteries, I wanted to talk about some courses that are upcoming and what you can expect in this community following through in 2021 and also into 2022. So right now we still have Intuitive Life Mastery ongoing, and many of you may be familiar with this. This is a course that Amy has been delivering weekly for all of the initiates, and it's still going on, and I don't even know how many more weeks we have. It's been mysterious, but it's an amazing course, and just the collection of material that's available in mastering your intuition. Amy has done an outstanding job. And so this is currently live only, but it is in the process, or will be in the process of being fully edited and being launched for everyone to enjoy later on this year. We also have, after that, the main next course, which we've been working on for this entire year, is a 2-part course on occult magic. And we don't have the definitive title for this. This is a working title, but there is a theory course. I guess, yeah, they're 2 parts of a course, but like 2 individual distinct sections, I suppose. There's a theory section and then a practice section of understanding what exactly is occult magic and how to do it, how to facilitate it. We also have a business mastery course, a spiritual business mastery course. And then we have 3 books that we're going through. Now, the Hermetica, we've actually already gone through, and we have those files, and those are going to still be edited and launched along with Intuitive Life Mastery. But we also have Spirit Mysteries editions of the Emerald Tablets and the Tao Te Ching, which is coming too. And so you might have seen that we've launched in the past the Emerald Tablets Aquarian edition, which was a Spirit Mysteries thing that we put out very recently, and a book. And we're going to do the same structure as the Hermetica, which, for those of you who weren't there, we gather together on a call on a weekly basis, and we read a chapter and then break down line by line what it's actually saying and what it's meaning, and then we all discuss it together as a group. So we're going to be doing that for both the Emerald Tablets as well as the Tao Te Ching, and that's going to be coming up also throughout this year and into next year. As another announcement, I wanted to share, this has been a question and we weren't really clear about this before, but those who ever bought a standalone course will remain in the network with Spirit Mysteries. This is just part of our transitional window here, and what, like, in the transition, that, when you enroll as a seeker, you get the Spirit Conspiracies and the Spirit Science Collection and the Spirit Lounge as base level things. So people who have standalone courses won't get those spaces, but they will be able to remain in the network when all of the free accounts are wiped off, coming in several days. And this is simply because you can't have access to the course without also being in the network. So this is our way of saying thank you as well for everyone who has supported themselves and Spirit Studio, Spirit Science, and Spirit Mysteries over the last 2 years as we were growing. That if you decided to invest in yourself, that's going to come back around and support you now that you're here in the new platform. So I just wanted to say thank you for everyone watching this. If you've ever, got the 7-day transformation or anything like that, you're welcome to stay inside of the Spirit Mysteries community. Now, a lot of people have asked for an annual Seeker membership. We have currently, the Seeker membership is $1 a month, and the Initiate is $9 a month or $99 a year. And there have been many people saying, well, why don't you have an annual Seeker? I would like to do that. And so because of all the requests, it is on its way. However, it's very important to be very clear that the reason we didn't set it up at first is because annual at this level may not make sense for most people. And the reason why is because you're paying $1 a month to get these base level, experiences, but the journey through Spirit Mysteries really is a movement to the Initiate level, where you have all of the access to the workshops and the material and so many more spaces and access to these kinds of events on a weekly and monthly basis. We really do this a lot. So for someone who gets an annual membership and then maybe 3-4 months in, now they're ready to step into the Initiate level, there might be some question of, well, can I put that annual membership towards a credit for the Initiate? But the way that the platform is set up is we can't do that. We can't give you a credit. They actually don't allow discount codes. It's just sort of a thing that's not built into the system and this platform just yet. So our solution to the issue and what we're proposing is that we can't give you a credit, but we can give you a link for a friend so that a friend of yours can come into the platform at a discount or for a like a trial window to be able to come in and experience the community as well. And this is what we're putting forward as a potential solution. And we'd love to hear what everyone thinks about that so that we can have an annual Seeker membership. But just know that if you decide to upgrade, however long into your journey, that we can't do a credit. And that's really the only reason about that. So as a part of that, just to say, when will this be available? As you can see on the slide, it will be available tomorrow. So please allow some time, as always, for the iOS offer to be available. But in the meantime, you will be able to use a browser until Apple approves it. So one more special announcement that I'm really excited to share with everybody here is that for the initiates, you will now receive a discount on all of the courses. So please look for an article in the Initiate Grade Hall, featured in Welcome and coming in the next 2 days, that will have a list of all of the exclusive offers for Spirit Mysteries courses. So you'll be able to get any course that you like a little bit less than what the normal level or the normal rate is for other members on the platform. And so bringing us to this might actually be one of the most important parts of the Spirit Mysteries launch that we're having here today, is actually a proper tour of the school. And so I have a video that I'm going to share with you here. And this will be available as a standalone thing, both on the platform as well as YouTube. But I am thrilled to share it with you here because we've had a lot of requests for how do I navigate this site fully and to the best ability. And even for you who has been on here for a while and you think you know the lay of the land, there might be something new in here for you.
Welcome to Spirit Mysteries. Today I'm going to give you a tour on this platform and show you everything you need to know to have an amazing experience with this community. To start, we're going to be focused on the browser, but all of this will apply to the app, which we'll look at towards the end. When you first log in, you're going to see the home screen. This is the standard area that you'll end up unless you click some other link to come to the site. You'll notice that it's very similar to a modern social media feed like Facebook or Twitter, and as such, there's a place to publish your thoughts or ideas with the community. When you make posts, you can share pictures, videos, links, and more. When you log in, you'll be able to see our latest featured articles, and these do get updated and rotate every week. So make sure you're checking out the latest Found and Featured, which always will include our latest Spirit Science episodes, currently publishing Thursday mornings. Along with this, you'll also see that your feed will be personalized for you, but you do have the option of sorting that feed, either by everything, from people near you, date created, what's popular now, or a number of other options. If you're accessing the community from a browser, you can also show all of the activity feeds in list view, which shows all of the posts in a smaller format so that you can scan through everything easier. Navigating the platform is really easy. At the top of the screen, you'll find a search bar for searching the entire platform for the content that you're interested in, but the sidebar will be your main method for navigation. On the browser, it sits on the left, and in the app, you can access it with the 3 bars icon at the top left. Under Home, we have Discovery, which offers an opportunity to see a wide view of fresh new content moving throughout the site. At the top of Discovery, we will always feature the welcome posts, just in case you're looking for the welcome video, our FAQ, or other information about getting started on the platform. Under that, we have more areas of the platform to explore, from top courses, posts, and spaces to upcoming events and featured articles. This area will change a lot naturally, so check back often to see what's happening. The members section will show you a list of the members of Spirit Mysteries, and you can sort by the newest members, hosts, ambassadors, or even just who's online right now. The About section is a simple article about Spirit Mysteries, along with links and opportunities to learn more. And as a side note, spiritmysteries.com has now been updated to show the community in its new light. Under About, we have the Invite button, which you can use to invite your friends and gain ambassador points. The more people you invite unlock certain perks and goodies that you can redeem with us in the school, so that's definitely worth checking out. Now, underneath these 5 initial sections of the sidebar, we get to the real heart of the school. First, you'll find topics, which is kind of like a living forum. You can explore a variety of topics of interest here, so that if you are interested in something very specifically, you can go to that topic and see what others have posted in that area. These topics will show up on the main network feed, but you can specifically follow a topic to get more personalized posts from that area on your main feed. Also, when you're making a post, you can tag it with a topic so that it goes into the right location. From there, we move down to events. Depending on your membership level, you may or may not see a lot of events. For the Seeker membership, we generally only have a few events every month, such as the Seeker Gathering and our Theme of the Month Transition event, which happens when we shift from one zodiac sign to another. But for Initiate members, when you access the Initiate Great Hall, suddenly this event space will open up to you. You will gain access to all of our events, like weekly breathwork, meditation, spirit circle gatherings, and even yoga. Initiates will also see courses like Intuitive Life Mastery, which is currently ongoing, a course that uses the mystic arts like tarot and astrology as a teaching tool to help you master your intuition. When this course completes, we'll be moving on to other courses like Occult Magic, the Emerald Tablets, and Astrology. So if you want to be more involved in the events, I highly recommend upgrading to the Initiate level of the school, which is the best way to really connect with other members on an authentic level. After events, you'll find interests. This is another way of sorting our collective areas of focus. Interests are evolving as we go. At the time of this recording, there are 8, but there could be more in the future. And soon the platform will be upgrading to allow you to have more than one interest too. Once you assign yourself an interest, you'll be instantly able to connect with other people of the same interests. So for example, if you press Ascension, you can make a post for all of the members who have Ascension as their interest. This is just another great way of connecting with people who are on the same wavelength as you. For those who want to focus on health, spirituality, or even wealth creation, you can hone in on that by talking to those people directly. Next, we have these next 2 buttons, Spaces and Courses, which are going to be some of the most important places in the entire community. So spaces are essentially like exclusive environments, their own private network within the network. What that means is that just as we have an activity feed on the home screen and topics and whatnot, so too you can hop into, let's say, the Spirit Lounge, and suddenly you have an activity feed, a discovery window, and members too. What's especially cool about these spaces is that we've activated the all-member chat for these environments. Whether you're in the Spirit Lounge, the Initiate Great Hall, or the Mystic Sanctum, you can create connections with other members using the all-member chat of these spaces, which is replacing the site-wide all-member chat to get ourselves a bit better organized in the community. Each of these spaces exist for the different tiers of membership in the community: Seekers, Initiates, and Mystics, with different events listed in each level. So if you do enroll as an Initiate or Mystic, make sure you join the dedicated space first things first. The Mystic level is currently invite only, so Initiates who demonstrate their dedication to their spiritual growth in the community will receive an invitation to the higher Mystic level, which offers personalized support in the form of one-on-one counseling and group training. And those of you who are especially interested in the Mystic level, please reach out to us personally and let us know that you're interested, and we can connect with you and see if it's a good fit. Further, all member chat is also available for each course on the platform. So let's talk about those now. When you click on courses in the sidebar, not only will you find the membership options, but all of our courses that we've ever offered in Spirit Mysteries. From the 7-Day Transformation to Tarot Life Mastery, the 12D Shield, and the Secret Language of Money. You can peruse these to your heart's content and take any of them that you like. Some of these courses come with access to memberships, such as the Seeker membership getting you Spirit Conspiracies along with the Spirit Science collection. The Initiate membership will get you into the Library of Transformational Material, as well as the Chamber of Secrets and the Meditation Library. Moving forward, Initiates will also receive a discount for every single course that we offer. So if you're at the Initiate level, look for an article featured in the welcome section of the Initiate Great Hall with discount links for all of the courses. For those of you who are really gung-ho about taking the courses, the Initiate membership might be the best bet for you. And now, while that's the main tour of the school, underneath that on the sidebar, we also have a few other special links that will be changing periodically. First, we have the link to the Spirit Shop, which is where you can see the latest and greatest physical content from Team Spirit. This is where our tarot cards are available, along with some crystals and even our Spirit apparel. Speaking of which, our new Spirit pants are available and they are incredibly comfortable. There's a few left in stock at the moment, so check those out if you want a new favorite pair of pants. And as mentioned, under that there are other links that will rotate from time to time. Right now, we've been featuring the Evolution article for the last 2 weeks about how the community is evolving, but soon that link will be changing, so keep an eye out for what might take its place. Now, as mentioned so far, we've been looking at the platform from the desktop perspective, but the Spirit Mysteries app is also available for both iOS and Android, mobile and tablet. You definitely want to get the Spirit Mysteries app if you haven't already. It's one of the best ways to navigate the community. It is nearly the same as the browser, but with slight changes to the navigation. You will see that your profile along with the chat and notifications are on the bottom of the screen instead. For the tablet app, you will get a phone style feed on one side and the other side of the screen dedicated for a full view of the post that you're reading and engaging with. The search and filter will be found at the top right of the screen too, so that you can always find what you're looking for. Finally, because it's a mobile app, make sure to turn on notifications on the app if you want to get updated when others respond to your messages and posts. And with that, we bring this tour to an end. Thank you so much for being a part of Spirit Mysteries. Much love to you in every way, and have a beautiful day.
What we're left with is it's time to shift. The freeze are going to be cleared away within just a few days here, and to step into another level of the school. And what's really amazing is that we saw so many people really, like, the energy of the school itself fundamentally shifted and changed when we announced that we were moving to a paid community. That even like the bare minimum, the base level of $1 a month, it foundationally changed the attitude and the energy of the space. And it was just really sacred and really beautiful to see that we all could resonate together. And it was very affirming that it was the right move, because when you contribute and put yourself into something, you're saying that you actually want to be a part of what that thing is. And Spirit Mysteries is not just any old social network place to hang out and spam posts of, whatever, anything, random stuff into a chat feed, but it's a place specifically for the evolution of consciousness, a place for mastery, and it's a place for all of us to be able to be our most authentic selves. It's very difficult to do that when we're constantly having to kick trolls out of the spaces and deal with the kinds of comments that some people who are, for lack of a better word, uninitiated or uncompassionate, unconnected to their souls or their purpose or their path, what they like to do when they're feeling lost, these lost souls. And we can help them so much more if we can have a sacred space to do our work. And that's what Spirit Mysteries really is. And so I really want to make this invitation that while for many of you, you've already jumped in to the Initiate membership, and many of you might have already even jumped into the Seeker membership, and some of you might be still at a free level wondering if you really want to participate, or at what level do you want to participate. And I want to invite you to come into the Initiate membership, especially if you feel called or if you feel like this is your place to be, because what you receive, what we're offering here in the Initiate membership, is 4 weekly group events and 2 monthly lunar ceremonies, access to this core group of very dedicated people, along with courses like the Library of Transformational Material, the Meditation Library, and the Chamber of Secrets, to give you this giant body of energetic transformational potential. It is an energetic field we've been building and honing our craft for 2 years to be able to offer you the most ultimate of transformative service. And it is such an honor to be able to make this offering to you. And I just want to share this with everyone. If you feel called and you're ready to step into this level, please consider jumping into Initiate and taking your energetic field to a new level. And finally here, I want to say that what you're supporting is actually 2 things. And so far, we've mostly only talked about one. We usually how this is an investment in yourself. And it is that. First and foremost, most of all, what we want is you to live the life of your dreams and to have everything in life that you could possibly want. And we're going to support you every step of the way to be able to do that. But this is also an investment in spirit science, because your contribution, it helps to do all of this. It helps us to create more content, both in Spirit Mysteries and for YouTube and for social media. It helps us to cover the cost of running a team that can be there for you every day of the week and respond to your questions and support you and answer, like, all of it. Even having this platform, it does cost money, but your contribution is what makes it possible for us to be able to do this. And we have so many big visions for Spirit Science and where we can go with Spirit Science. And some of the bigger projects do require bigger animation teams. And we're still building our team. Like, as Spirit Mysteries has grown, Spirit Studios has also been evolving. And we've really got the system down now with a team of about 5 people producing all of the content that you see on YouTube every single week. But one day, we want to make movies. We want to make videos and shows for Netflix. I'm actually also writing, Amelia and I are writing a book, a fantasy novel that I've been working on since I was about 14. And I'm really excited to talk more about that. And that is something that definitely needs to be animated. So all of that is supported by you and your contribution with Spirit Science and Spirit Mysteries. And so we just want to thank you from the bottom of our hearts for all of your support in all of the ways that you have supported us, both by messaging us just the most profound of messages, and investing in yourselves by buying the different products or services that we've offered, because all of it goes to supporting this vision and this mission. And yes, it even includes the building of a spirit center, the building of a big, magical, beautiful pyramid that is also a healing center and a gathering community space for all of us to come and do so many things that I can't even possibly say them in this one particular call. But you've probably seen us talk about that vision, and that's still and will never not be part of the plan until, I guess, we do it. And then it'll be, the plan will be to make more. So it's an honor to support you back as well as you support us by offering Spirit Mysteries in this sacred space for you to step into a greater reality. So thank you. Thank you so much. And thank you for attending this event and celebrating 2 years of Spirit Mysteries with us. I can't say it enough. We are so grateful. And it's so exciting, so fun, so beautiful to be able to connect with so many amazing and special souls. It would not be the same space without you. And yes, I mean you.